What if I told you that the single biggest financial mistake is thinking you need to time the market? Millions of Americans are making is park right in their 57 Terraprumsel expression, gesturing enthusiastically with both hands. Driveway? It's not their mortgage, not their student loans, not their kids' college funds, not even their credit card debt. It's the brand new 52 Cartera. This is the fully all-in vehicle they drive to work every day. Have you? You see these 60, 70, even $80,000 trucks and luxury SUVs in every other driveway. Yet, you know your neighbors. They're good people, working regular jobs. They aren't secret lottery winners. So how are they affording a monthly payment that rivals a mortgage on a small house? The truth is, they aren't. Not really. They've been pulled into a sophisticated and incredibly deceptive financial trap. One that's become so normalized, we barely even notice it. It's a system designed to make the unaffordable seem affordable, to turn a massive liability into a status symbol. I'm going to pull back the curtain on this entire process. Understanding this isn't just about being nosy, it's about arming yourself with the knowledge to make informed decisions. Knowledge to protect your own financial future from a mistake that can set you back for a decade or more. First, let's get a handle on the sheer size of the problem. The scale of this. The average monthly payment for a new car in the United States has soared past $700. Large SUVs, that number easily jumps to $1,000 a month or even more. Let that sink in. $1,000 every month. We're not talking about a small fraction of buyers. We're talking about a massive wave of consumers signing up for payments. That, just 15 years ago, would have been considered financial insanity. So what changed? Did everyone suddenly get a massive raise? No. Median income has barely kept pace with inflation. What changed was the game itself. The primary culprit is the incredible stretching of loan terms. The 4-year car loan has gone the way of the dinosaur. Today, the standard is a 6 or 7-year loan. That's 84 months of payments. And lenders are now pushing 8, 9, and even 10-year loans. That's 96 or your 20 months of your life tied to a single vehicle. The logic, a $60,000 truck financed over 4 years is a crushing $1,600 a month. But stretch that same loan over 8 years, and suddenly the payment drops to a more manageable $900. The dealership's finance manager circles that, but here's the brutal reality of that decision. By doubling the loan, this is insane. You've also massively increased the total interest we'll pay. That manageable payment plan will cost you thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. Thousands in extra interest. Worse, you are now trapped in a state of perpetual negative equity. A car's value plummets the second you drive it off the lot, losing up to 20% in the first year alone. On an 8-year loan, the depreciation curve is far steeper than your loan balance curve. Year 4, you might still owe $30,000 on a vehicle that's only worth $18,000. You are upside down and you have no easy way out. You can't sell it because you'd have to write a $12,000 check just to get rid of it. You are chained to that payment long after the new car smell has faded. This is where the dealership psychological playbook kicks into high gear. The real money isn't in the car, it's in the financing. Made on the showroom floor. It's made in the finance manager's office. Their first question is never, what's the total price you want to pay? It's always, what kind of monthly payment are you comfortable with? This single question reframes the entire negotiation. It takes your focus. They take the $70,000 price tag and put it on a seemingly small monthly number. They use tactics like the forescrib, work-eat. They create a sense of numbers for price, down payment, trade-in, and monthly payment, designed to overwhelm you and obscure the total cost. The special financing offer is only good for today, or there's another buyer interested. It's a high-expressure environment, designed to trigger an emotional decision, not a logical one. This leads us to the second, more sinister mechanism, the negative equity rollover. This is the debt spiral that keeps the whole system running. Let's do the math. Say you're 4 years into your 8-year loan, and let's say you have a $12,000 car payment. You're tired of your car and want a new one. The dealership has a magical solution. Care of that $12,000 you still owe. How? By simply adding it to your new loan. So now you're buying a new $70,000 SUV. But your new loan isn't for $70,000. It's for $82,000. You are literally starting your new loan by paying for a ghost. The car you don't even own. Your very first payment on the new SUV is already going towards a past mistake, and you're paying interest on that mistake. This is a financial hamster wheel, and with every trade-in, the debt gets bigger and the wheel spins faster. But why do people willingly sign up for this? This is where the psychology comes in. The automotive industry has mastered the art of selling an identity, not a product. Gimmischel. Are they talking about the reliability or the fuel economy? Rarely. They're selling a fantasy. They're selling you the image of the rugged, mountain-conquering adventurer, even if your truck will never see more than a gravel driveway. They're not selling you steel, rubber, and glass. They're selling you the feeling of power, of freedom. After years of hard work, I finally feel like I've made it. It turns a spreadsheet and becomes the price of admission to the lifestyle you feel you deserve. Once that emotional hook is set, financial gymnastics to make the numbers work. The car payment becomes the sun around which their entire financial universe orbits. Saving for retirement. They'll put off home repairs. They'll live on a shoestring budget for groceries and entertainment. I've heard of people. Just think about it. You're taking on a second job, like driving for a ride-sharing service just to make the payments on the very car they're using for that job. They are working extra hours to pay for the tool that allows them to work those extra hours. It's a form of modern-day indentured servitude, all for a status symbol that loses value every single day. And we haven't even touched on the true cost of ownership. $1,000 payment is just the cover charge. Let's do the math the dealership hopes you never will. Take that $70,000 SUV and buy your 4-month loan at a modest to 70 interest. Your payment is about $1,050 a month. Over 7 years, you'll pay over $135,000. $88,000 for the vehicle. Now, let's add insurance. For a vehicle that expensive, the lender requires full coverage with a... Wait, what? Low deductible. And because modern cars have expensive sensors and cameras in their bumpers, repair costs are sky high. Yang a month, you're looking at $250 easy. That's another $21,000. Fuel, let's be conservative, say $300 a month. That's another $25,000. And maintenance? A new set of tires for a large SUV can be $1,500. The headlight assembly can be over $1,000 to replace. Over 7 years, you can easily expect to spend $10,000 on just basic upkeep and unexpected repairs. When you add it all up, that $70,000 SUV has actually cost you over $144,000 over 7 years. And at the end of it all, you're left with an asset worth maybe $20,000, if you're lucky. I spent the equivalent of a small house down payment on transportation and have almost nothing to show for it. It is a catastrophic destruction of wealth. What could that money have done instead if you had invested that same $1,050 a month into a simple S&P 500 index? You'd be looking at over $2 million right now. Fund. At an average market return, you would have over $120,000. You would have built a foundation for your future, instead of financing a fantasy for your present. So, the next time you see that gleaming, oversized truck pull up next to you at a red light, don't feel a pang of envy. Feel a sense of clarity. You're not looking at a sign of wealth. You're likely looking at a person trapped in a cycle. So, a person who lives beyond their means, making immense sacrifices just to maintain an image, is likely one unexpected repair bill away from financial disaster. Before you walk into that dealership, blinded by the new car smell and the promise of a new identity, ask yourself a simple question. Are you buying transportation, or are you buying a cage? A beautifully appointed, leather-trimmed cage that will keep you from your real financial goals. For the better part of a decade, the choice is yours. Choose freedom. Choose your future. Don't let your driveway become a graveyard for your dreams. Today, we're looking at a few key indicators that could signal a market shift. Let's start with the S&P 500. Whoa! What is this? Noblesse passe de vous à bonheur pour plus d'indots de ce genre.